Welcome back to the channel. Did you guys know that Burger King is a stock? Yes, Burger King, the makers of the wonderful Philly melt that we're going to be eating today. Burger King, the makers of your double Whopper, these delicious fries that we have here, they're actually a publicly traded company that you can buy on the stock market. Well, kind of. So it's a little bit more complicated than that. Let's get right into it though. Burger King is owned by a publicly traded company called QSR. Restaurant Brands is the name of the company. Ticker symbol QSR. Actually, the stock is called Restaurant Brands International, and I'm going to cover the stock. I'm going to see, are they making money? Are they a good stock? All that stuff. So stick with me. First, we're going to go ahead and just quickly disclose none of the stocks that I cover on this channel are going to be taken as recommendations to buy or sell. I'm just a guy eating food on this channel, and I also love stocks. So just happen to, I always buy products and look at stuff, and I always wonder to myself, is this a stock? Is this publicly traded? So a Burger King happens to be a stock. But I'm not going to tell you guys to either buy it or sell it. Don't take financial advice from anybody eating food on YouTube. Just don't do that. That's not very smart. But real quick, the stock market closed May 31st, 2024. Stock market closed at 5,277.51 points. That's the S&P 500. The Dow Jones at 38,686.32 points. They're a little bit down from their all-time highs, but right now the stock market is hovering near all-time highs as we end May and start June of 2024. So let's take a little bite of this burger here, just kind of see what this is about. Philly burger, okay? It's all right. I guess tastes like a Philly cheesesteak, I suppose. Not bad. Let's go over to the actual stock. Restaurant Brands International. Who is Restaurant Brands International? Publicly traded company. They trade on the stock market. This brand owns restaurants such as Burger King, the makers of this wonderful chicken sandwich. They own Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen. I love me some Popeyes. Firehouse Subs. Tim Horton. Okay? Tim Horton. I've never been to a Tim Hortons, but people swear by them. I don't think they're in my area. So, they were founded in 1954. They're headquartered in Toronto, Canada. So, Restaurant Brands International owns Burger King, Firehouse Subs, Popeyes, among others. Those are the biggest ones in my mind that I eat. Currently, as of May 31st, when the market closed, they were at $68.58 per share. That means if you're going to buy one share of this company that owns Burger King, you would pay $68.58. Now, would you want to? I don't know. If you really like Burger King and you say to yourself, well, I really love Burger King, I need to invest in them because I think that Burger King is going to be the future, right? They're going to be bigger than McDonald's one day. And I just hate McDonald's because the food sucks and the Big Mac patty is like really thin. Well, then you can invest in Restaurant Brands International and own a piece of Burger King if that's how you feel. The only downside of that I would tell you is that you're only owning a small part of Burger King. The rest of the stock owns Popeyes and Firehouse and Tim Hortons. So if you don't particularly care for Tim Hortons or Firehouse, or something bad happens with Popeyes, right? There's like rats all over their alley and stuff, and there's contamination in the chicken, and it causes people to not want to eat Popeyes. Well, that's going to affect the whole stock, Restaurant Brands International. It's not just going to affect, Burger King. It's going to affect everything. So you will lose money even if Burger King is doing really well and Popeyes is doing really bad. So just keep that in mind as well. Let me take a bite of this chicken sandwich real quick. Thing looks delicious. A little dry. They put most of the mayonnaise in the middle, as usual, but it's not bad. How risky is Restaurant Brands International? So this stock, they have a beta of 0.93. So beta is a measure of risk when you're comparing a stock to the stock market. So the stock market in this case is the S&P 500. 500 of the largest stocks in the United States. It has a beta of 1 because it is the benchmark. That's what we're comparing it to. Any stock that has a beta of 1, then it moves up or down the same as the market. If the market moves up $1, Restaurant Brands will move up $1. If the market falls 50%, Restaurant Brands International will fall 50%. That's what a beta of 1 would do. A beta of more than 1 means that this stock is riskier than the market. It moves more than the stock market. This beta here is 0.93, so it's less than 1. So in this case, this stock here is considered less risky, less volatile than the stock market. Okay, so according to that number, if the stock market fell by 10%, then maybe this stock only falls by 7% or 9%, right? It doesn't fall as much. Now on the flip side, if the stock market goes up 10%, well then this only goes up 9%. So you kind of see where I'm going with that? Beta is a measure of risk. Now that doesn't mean that this is just one company. So you still have the risk of owning one company, which is Restaurant Brands International. Now, they themselves have gone and diversified within the company and purchased Burger King, Firehouse Subs, Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen. So they went and diversified. So their risk of going out of business doesn't just hinge on the fate of how the Burger King restaurants perform. So they're not as bad, right, as just owning like another. I'm just gonna say McDonald's, but they're a behemoth. You know, they're huge. I don't know if they could go out of business unless people just completely stop eating McDonald's altogether. But anyways, this stock pays a dividend, 3.38%. So you're gonna get some money if you own the stock. I'm not telling you to buy it or not. Do whatever you want. Now, how has this stock performed this year, 2024? How's your Burger King stock performed? Oh, not good. They're down 12%. Okay, so that's bad. That's something you don't want. You don't want that to happen when you look at a stock. So what that means is if you were to buy this Burger King stock in January, your money would have fallen by 12%. So that's really bad. So they went up as high as $82. They're down to $68 right now. So you don't want that. 5 years ago, how they do? 5 years ago, about 2019, you could buy the stock at about $67. Today's trading at $68. You would have had all the coronavirus pandemic, recession in 2022, and you just about break even. If you bought the stock 5 years ago, you would only be up 5%. Not too bad. Not too bad, not too good either though. I mean, there's plenty of other stocks that have gone up in that time frame. So yeah, it hasn't performed the best. And maybe that's just, Burger King is getting whooped by McDonald's. Maybe Firehouse is getting whooped by Subway. I don't know. It's not bad. This is not bad at all. What else do I want to cover in regards to this stock here? 52-week range. So in the last 52 weeks, they've gone from 61 all the way to 83 bucks. You know, if you were to buy this stock because you believe in it or something like that, because you think food is safe and people need to eat food, keep in mind, yes, people need to eat food, but they're going to be very mindful of what food they're going to eat. So, you know, if times get tough, maybe they're not buying Burger King anymore. Maybe they're just making burgers at home, right? So, yeah, people need to eat, but, you know, what are they going to eat, right? Be mindful of that. Another thing to keep in mind, there's so much competition out there. Burger King's competing with McDonald's. They're competing with each other. Like Burger King locations that are next to a Firehouse Subs, you don't think they're competing with each other? They're competing with each other. Trust me on that. And there's a lot of competition out there to, you know, serve you a delicious meal when you don't have time to cook for yourself. So, but basically, yeah, Burger King is a stock, $68.58. So they're up 5.3% over the last 5 years. They're down 12% this year. I'll revisit them again in a year or something like that, just to kind of see how they did overall. And then over, you know, the history of them being a thing. Well, as far as this chart goes, back to like 2015, if you would have had your money in here for almost like 10 years, you'd be up almost double your money. So if you buy a stock, make sure it's a stock you can hold on to for a long period of time. Don't ever put your, I need to buy a house next year money into this stock, because the stock market can fall really quick. So anyways, I'm going to finish this burger offline here. I hope you guys enjoyed the info. If you got some value out of that, make sure you leave a comment below. Hit that like and subscribe. And then we'll see you in the next one. Take care.